Welcome to the vlog. I'm Velena. If you're new to my channel, then welcome here, and if you are returning, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about balance and how we find balance in life and how it can look different for us and as we continue to evolve in ourselves, but also in relation to other people that we are connected to, which is inevitable, whether you have a family of your own or you have people you work with, anyone you live with. You know, there's always a balance that we find within ourselves, but also within our environment. As a busy mum of 2 young children, I do find it difficult at times to find balance because it changes constantly. It's not something that we find once and then we stick with, but it's something that continues to evolve. And what I feel really helps me is to take time to reflect, take time to find a moment to myself and to really consider. And sometimes it's a pen on paper type of work for me to see exactly what I am lacking balance in, where the scales may be tipping on one end a little bit more. And it's finding the things that I want to do, but also the things that I need to do. And I know that can be different for everybody. Take this message as a kind reminder to give yourself the time and space to reflect on your life currently and know that things are changing, sometimes out of our control. Still a structure in place, but also being flexible when things do change, like socializing, for example. Especially with the kids now having finished school, I know in my mind that I will have less time to do those social gatherings, which honestly at this time of my life are quite rare. And also socially, I sometimes think of solitude, so being by myself. It's how I recharge my batteries when my kids are at school, and I find a moment to myself, knowing that I can safely just spend a little time with myself is what helps me find a bit more balance internally. Having silence and knowing that I won't be needed in that moment, just to sometimes sit and do nothing is what helps me find balance. And other areas of life, including food, diet, those types of meals, situations that I not only consider myself, but also my children, my partner, and within all of that comes the organizing of meals, also shopping for food, meal prepping, and all of that, which then comes into cooking meals. And to be honest, we love, we really value home cooked meals and a healthy way of living, having more of a conscious mindset towards food and what we put into our bodies. And as much as I want to say we strive to be healthy, I came across actually this week when I thought this video would be more about what I eat in a day and the types of meals that I cook as a mum and yoga teacher. I stumbled upon a video on YouTube which spoke about veganism and how some quite influential people move from, let's say, veganism to then eating meat or promoting meat. And it's a controversial point to make. And just observing from the side the reaction of people towards food and towards the ethical principles of animals. And having myself gone through different stages of food exploration And also health-wise, having had my share of health issues in the past, and even currently, really make you think about what health actually is. One thing may be healthy to one person and then unhealthy for another person. Obviously, certain things like junk food are unhealthy. I wouldn't say for anybody that will be healthy. But then when it comes to health and wellness, there are quite a few grey areas in that area. And I will link the video that I watched in the comment section, because I think it's a very interesting conversation, having given different perspectives. What I'm trying to really practice is being non-judgmental. When you have the right intentions in place, you can't really make bad decisions, because at the end of the day, we are human beings. We are here to learn and to experience life. And, you know, if things don't work out for us, then how can we make small or big shifts that help us come into better balance with ourselves and with our values? My movement practice, which for me preferably is yoga. Also, I do really enjoy walking. I do also enjoy walking in nature, being surrounded by nature, which is really restorative. And like I said, being on my own is also quite restorative. Journaling is a great way for me to put thoughts down on paper and see them, reflect on them, and then make changes so that I can find balance. Creativity, drawing, painting, sewing, crafting, you know, all kinds. And I feel like it's good to explore different things and to know when and where you can pick something up without too much pressure, but you know, just for the sense of releasing any build up energy within that you can just do for the sake of doing. My daughter and I did a painting together, or separately but together, and when I showed it to some family members, they thought my children had done my painting, which at first I felt really kind of embarrassed about. I just thought to myself, well, it doesn't matter, because actually the process of painting, given that I have such little time these days to do any art, was what counted for me. And I would say, if there's something on your mind that you keep coming back to, so if it is the desire of painting, or the desire of horse riding, or going to a certain place that you keep thinking of, then just give yourself the permission, the time, carve in your diary, just like you do an appointment to see the dentist, or, you know, make that appointment for yourself to do that thing, because believe me, you will feel so much more fulfilled, so much more spacious within yourself. You'll no longer hold that in you, because there's something in you that's guiding you to do that thing. So do it. If I am going through something quite difficult, quite challenging, I do find it helps me to connect with others and share what I'm going through, because 90% of the time, I would say, I find good advice coming back to me. And of course, some other times I will be met with judgment. People have perceptions, and it's only natural. as I do. I will look at somebody and automatically perceive them or their situation in a certain way until I become conscious of that. Sharing, whether that's through journaling or speaking to friends, family that I trust, is really helpful. We are very much connected to our relationships, whether they are familiar or stranger type relationships, people that we've just met. Some people we really resonate with and other people we don't really resonate with, but it's all relationships that we learn from, and communicating is a key thing for me that I continue to find balance in. How much to share, how little to share, when not to share. It's all a process. I hope you take something away. Maybe you sit down and write down the sections in your life, like diet, relationships, movement or exercise, hobbies, leisure, all those points, which I will link in the description box below. So if you feel you are 100% fulfilled in your diet and food, meals, then great. You can leave that aside and continue to the next one. If you find your relationships, your social life is at 20%, then give it attention. Make sure you reach out to a friend or you reply to those messages in your inbox, which, believe me, I've been there. I continue to work on that. And the more you open that energy, that portal of that section in your life, then trust me, the energy will continue to flow and you'll find greater balance within it. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It's really helpful for the algorithm, giving the video a like if you liked it, and placing your thoughts down in the comment section, as I would love to connect with you and learn more about what you're going through, what maybe you're experiencing as an obstacle in your life. And I'll see you in my next video.